On the phone now is a guy who's a color commentator for Fox Sports this upcoming weekend as the Texas Tech football team takes on the Baylor football team in Jerry World, Dallas. He'll be on the call with a guy named Sean Kelly from New Orleans as play-by-play, and standing right next to him as a chime-in guy, three-man booth guy, a man who's never been to a broadcast boot camp, myself, Pat McAfee, with legend on the phone, AJ Hawk. What's up, AJ?
What's up, Pat? Yeah, just so you know, the Texas Tech Red Raiders against the Baylor Bears.
You knew that in my intro that I didn't know their name there. It felt like you knew that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yep. I tried to drag out the Texas Tech so that my brain would think of the name. Could not come up with it.
Tech football squad.
I talked to you a little bit this morning about this. I'm very intrigued to see how this goes. Have you ever been in a three-man booth before, and how do you think it goes for us?
Yeah, I've been in last year I did a decent amount of three-man booths with Danny Cannell, who a lot of people know. And it's, especially in the college game, man, it can be tough just because they run so many plays. Like if an offense is running 85, 90 plays, there's not a whole lot of time to try to chime in. So the three-man booth, you got to be on the same page with each other. That's a good thing, though, with you, man. Like me and you, we'll find a way to make it work. We might not have a ton of time to try to jam our points into the broadcast, but I think it'll be fun.
I think we'll finish each other's.
Please finish that.
Sentences. You were supposed to finish my sentence right there.
I thought we were finishing each other's
sentences. Oh, no, I see. I thought you were just about to return it right there. I thought, see, we don't have a lot of time to get the chemistry back after we did an entire podcast last year together every single Sunday. You don't really talk to me much anymore. I FaceTimed you one time. Now you're so busy. I tried to FaceTime you twice yesterday when the announcement was made, both times unavailable. Unbelievable, too, by the way. So I'm trying to get our chemistry back here, but you just can't finish my...
No, I'm not playing your game right now. So yesterday you texted me and said, "Hey, can you call into to my show?" And I said, "This was 2:40 Eastern." I said, "Yeah, if it's in the next 10 minutes, because I'm on Sirius XM from 3 until 8 p.m. on Tuesday straight. The longest break is a 2.5-minute commercial break." And so you FaceTime me like 3 times at 3:30, at 4:30, and I got to send you a text as I'm on the air. I'm like, bro, like, do you not get it? Like, I told you this. What's happening?
I was trying to hijack the show, to be honest. I was trying to interrupt. Not that I would do that on Saturday. I have a lot of respect for that booth. I have to get a new suit for the booth. I'm real excited about that. What, are you wearing a suit, full suit?
Yeah, maybe a full suit, or I've told you about my stretchy pants I like to wear. Sometimes during the broadcast, I like to take a knee. For some reason, it just makes me feel good, and I can't take a knee in my suit pants. They're stretchy, but not stretchy enough. So
AJ,
I may have some stretchy tight pants. I'll definitely take a knee if you're sitting next to me.
If you take a knee, I might lose my mind in that booth. I want to let you know. I don't know what will be happening on the field, but they better turn my microphone off because I will be losing my... How long are these games? 3 hours? 4 hours?
They could be, they'll definitely most likely be 3 hours. They can run over 3, but probably not. I mean, they're running a million plays. The problem about the college game that you'll see is the clock stops after a first down, just for a little bit, but it can take a long time to run a quarter. If they're not really running the ball and they're getting a lot of first downs, man, it'll stretch it out.
So this is 3 hours of an open mic for me.
Absolutely, man. And that's a good thing. The play-by-play guy, Sean Kelly, he'll jump in, he'll explain the play, and then the floor is ours. We get to really explore the space and see what we can do.
I can't wait to hear your incredible football insight in there, and then me with incredible, I don't know.
Think about it. Think about this, Pat. We could possibly be like the college version of Tessitore, Witten, and Booger. Imagine that.
Oh, my God. Imagine if we could get to that level of greatness.
What do you think? You think we could do it?
Well, I'm going to have to pull a rabbit out of my head, but I think I think we can make it happen.
I think you can. I mean, you're going to be up in the booth. See, that's what's good, too. I don't think you would have agreed to do it if they would have tried to put you down on the field and been like the third guy as like, they want Booger to be an analyst, but he's on the field. He's in that Booger mobile, and that's the problem.
But
like, if they can't see each other, like you're going to step all over each other. How do you know when to speak?
Well, that's what actually I got a chance to talk to a couple of those guys this weekend, and that was something they did. I asked the same question, and it is difficult because I guess Booger can see Witten, right? Because on the TVs that he has, but they can't see him. It's very interesting. Hopefully they'll be able to figure it out for it to go into the future and do something well. But a McAfee mobile, I would have been all about. I just want to let you know, if they would have offered that, I'm all the way the fuck in. If I'm on a McAfee mobile, like a little Mario Kart outing down there on the sideline.
I mean, that would make sense, especially like why wouldn't they spend like $100,000 to build a McAfee mobile for a game that's being played at the exact same time as Ohio State Michigan, the greatest rivalry in all of sports?
That seems like a little bit of a skewed image of what the greatest rivalry in sports is, possibly because you are in Ohio State.
What is it? Colts Titans? Is that the better one?
Oh wow. Why do you have to take shots at me like that? I was just thinking there, potentially other ones that are great. Oklahoma, Texas is a big one. That's a little, let's get outside of our region. Maybe stop thinking about it. WVU Pitt will come back in. Maybe Penn State Pitt. Maybe Penn State, Ohio State. But Ohio State sees Michigan as more of one. Maybe it's Duke, North Carolina. Maybe it's the Washington Wild Things, the Frontier League versus the Traverse City Beach Bums, which I actually got to play in the Frontier League game. You don't know what a big rivalry is. You have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. I need to expand my horizons. Is West Virginia Pitt, is that really a rivalry game for you? Is there do you guys get a trophy?
It was called the Backyard Brawl. We don't do trophies, though, because we're real. We're not fake over there. But it got...
You just have a mountain man carrying a musket. That's okay.
It's a mountaineer. You call these games often? Do you know any...
No, I don't. Pat, I've not done a West Virginia game. That's a little bit above my pay grade.
See, it wasn't always like that. When I got there, whenever I was a freshman, nobody knew us. We had never won a bowl game, nothing like that. AJ Hawks of the world probably would have called our game. And then, by the way, you would have done so well on ours. Our West Virginia team probably would have took you right up to the top. You would have been Joe Klott.
Oh, hey, look at that. You know what, though? Dana Holgorsen, I respect that dude. He's one of my favorite head coaches in all of college football. I hope you've had a chance to speak with him.
He and I had beers one particular evening when I first met him. I haven't talked to him since then. He's got that visor skullet thing going right now, and I love the way he's coaching that team.
He owns it, man. That's the thing. Like you would think, like if you had that skullet, you'd be like, all right, well, obviously visors they're off the table. Those are not an option. But Dana's like, no, I like visors. I don't care. And I mean, that's the best, man. When a guy owns it and is not scared to do it. Phew.
Well, old Gundy,
you can tell he's a confident.
You got old Gundy out there at Oklahoma State. He's been marketing he has a very full mullet. That thing is real Kentucky waterfall. Huge business up top, party in the back. That thing's awesome. But Dana owning the skullet, I think it's a good recruiting tool. I think it's a marketable thing.
Yeah, you got to do whatever you can, I guess, to relate to these youngsters. There's a dude, I did a Utah State game, Utah State's actually a really good football team. Their offensive coordinator, Pat, if you guys look him up sometime, and obviously I'm sure you won't, but he's got long blonde hair, kind of like surferish hair. He's wearing shades all the time. And I think he even said, I don't really like having long hair, but for some reason, when I go in to recruit these high school kids, it's like it gives me like an in. They see me, and then they see another coach come in that's kind of buttoned up and looks old. Even though I'm still older, they think I'm like a young dude, and they can relate to me, and it helps me recruit kids. And I was like, man, that's a genius move. I guess that's what Holgerson's doing.
And Gundy, this is definitely what they're doing. There's no way Gundy thinks that thing looks good. There's no way he thinks it looks good. And there's no way Dana looks at it and is like, this is what I've always wanted. Granted, personally, I think the mullet is all the way back. I've been trying to grow it. My lady won't let me. She took fucking scissors to it the one time when I started growing it. It was a wild move. If I could do it, I would do it in a heartbeat. But I think it's a good marketing thing. Let's talk about marketing a little bit. What do we need to do to get thrusted right into Thursday night football this weekend? Is there any way we potentially just get moved right up the ranks next week?
Oh, so if we go from calling the Saturday college game to Thursday night primetime NFL game and take Joe and Troy's job?
Yeah.
Ooh. I mean, if anybody can do it, we can do it, Pat. I really think so.
What do we have to do to get there?
Think about with your groundswell of support of all of your loyal fans that love everything about you and that say cuz and cuzzy all the time and sound like douchebags with their parents and friends, I think we have a good chance. I don't know. What do you think? What are you gonna?
I think a lot of things after what you just said.
How it goes?
I think
you need a board. You know what a board is, Pat, for the game? You ever heard that?
Bored. Speaking, I'm bored with this conversation because all you're doing is just taking a bunch of bullshit shots at my people. Listen here, cuzzy.
No, not your people. Hold on. I wasn't taking any shots at your people. I was saying because their parents don't understand maybe the world that they're living in this Pat McAfee radio, whatever you call yourself, world. They can't relate to these young kids that are speaking different languages.
What a spin zone that was. You just called me and my people's a douchebag there. You did it. I heard it right there.
Okay, if that's how you want to take it, Pat, I can't offend you. You have to you let yourself be offended.
Wow, that's unbelievable. Well, I am kind of offended. I don't know what a board is, though. I have no idea what a board is. That's like a microphone board where I can like mute the play-by-play guy, chop in. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, you do have like a cough button and a talk back that you can talk to your producer. But no, the board's like the two deep. You hold it so you can kind of see it. Has everybody's number. Has a little. You can write a bunch of stuff on it. What you want about each player.
I've seen those. I don't do notes. Normally, my thing is no notes. You ever see me on TV? Everybody else has paper in front of them. No notes for me.
No, you don't need notes. I'm not saying you need notes, but I could print you out an extra board and bring it if you want. I got to go to Kinko's again, but it just has the numbers and guys. So if a guy catches the ball or you're trying to watch a replay and you don't know who the guy is, obviously, you just look down at your board and you see, okay, number 56, that's the right guard, and you can say his name. That's how you identify people. It's
like a coach's play sheet, a call sheet?
Yeah, it's basically like a call sheet, and it has all the positions on front, offense and defense, and the two deep, so you know who you're talking about. If you want to say something about a certain player, you get his name right, and you're not just out there guessing.
Yeah, I probably need one of those. Is Kinko's still open? You think you can make a run over to Kinko's and still make that happen, or?
I should be able to get one before I leave town here Friday morning. I could bring you one, yeah.
You know the Centaur painting is still up right behind me in my studio.
Is it still up? When I've seen other stuff, it looks like it got moved. Maybe it's not in the same position.
No, it is. It's in the same spot. It's right behind me. We're actually selling merch with it on it today. The merch goes up. We have a whole new line of merch, by the way, up for sale. Store.patmcafeeshow.com. 20% off everything until Monday at 7 p.m. If we sell 25,000 items, somebody will get a For the Brand, AJ. But yeah, the Centaur is right behind me still. It's one of the greatest gifts I've ever received.
I'm glad that it's still up. Yeah, believe me, I think when I asked my buddy to commission that and told him exactly what I wanted, I feel like he nailed it. It's pretty spot on, man. I feel like you embody all that is that Centaur.
Oh my God! You called me a douchebag just a little bit ago, but now you're motivating me. This is a pretty crazy little roller coaster of emotions of a friendship here. I can't wait to get in a booth with you.
I know it's going to be. I don't know. How do you see it going? It's going to be fun. My oldest brother texted me, I think last night. He said, "Oh, hey, that's awesome. Have you done a game with Pat before?" And I said, "I don't think Pat's done a game." What do you mean? Like I don't. Have you ever done any kind of?
Nope.
I know you do TV all over the place. You do wrestling, but have you ever called a game?
No. They didn't accept me for that broadcast boot camp that you all go to. All these players that do the broadcasts of games and on TV and all the panels, they actually did not accept my resume to get in. I've applied numerous times and got rejected numerous times, so they don't even let me in there. So I have no teach tape, nothing at all except for what I see every single weekend when I watch football games and listen to what each person's saying. I try to do a little bit of research. There's a lot of really terrible ones I try not to learn from, but the good ones I try to chime in with. But there's not a lot of good three-man booths. There's a lot of terrible three-man booths. So I think I'm just going to try to find my own lane. I'll lay back a little bit, let the smart football guy talk, I'll call my people douchebag, let the play-by-play kind of run his thing, and then I'll just I'll pipe in like a sniper whenever there needs to be a heater every once in a while.
No, I think you're going to be awesome. Trust me, that broadcast boot camp, that doesn't do anything to help you calling games. You only do a real little bit talking about actually being a color analyst for a game. It's more on like every other aspect of broadcasting. But the only way to get better calling games is to call games. Just do it. You need reps. But with you though, you're such a unique guy that I think that's what people want. Like they don't want you to try to be, Rex Ryan. Like when he first got on TV, he tried to be like a TV guy. And they're like, no, we want you to be Rex. Like be who you are in your press conferences. Be Rex. Like don't try to be buttoned up and all that. And so. You've done enough TV, though. You know what you're doing. And I think that's why Fox wants you to do the game. That's why I'm glad I get to be the guy sharing the booth with you.
Oh, Hey, that was really cute there. I thank you for those kind words. I will say this, though.
Yeah.
I'm pretty solid at being me in most situations. You know what I mean? I mean, there was a couple handshake, kiss the ring situations I had to do in LA where I wasn't fully me and it was kind of uncomfortable. I had to compliment people that I didn't want to compliment. Blah, 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 blah. You get it. All right. But when I get on this particular weekend in that booth, I'm real excited to let her fly. See what comes out of my mouth.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, too, especially working for Fox. Fox values personalities over anything else, I feel like. Like, there's other, think about, like, CBS, they're more of, like, old school, buttoned up. ESPN, they're kind of, a little bit of both, maybe. But I feel like Fox, out of all the networks, and especially people calling the games, they like people that are personalities. Look at the number one crew. Gus is the most
electric,
excitable, crazy play-by-play guy. And play-by-play guys are usually just right down the middle, like just presenting the facts, basically. And Gus is awesome. So that's what Fox likes. So that's why they want you to do this game, man.
Do you know this play-by-play guy at all?
I do not. I've never done a
great.
game with him. I've worked with a lot of different guys. I know he works for the Pelicans, the basketball squad.
Yep, and also the Saints. I think he does some stuff for the Saints too. He's down in the bayou down there.
He'll be awesome, man. He will. I'm sure he's pumped. We'll talk to him. I'm going to talk to him later this afternoon on the conference call with the Texas Tech coaches. I don't know if you're jumping on or not, but we'll get to speak with him, and then we'll get to hang out with him Friday before the game, and I'm sure he's excited. It's a different. I'm sure different than any booth he has ever had for a football game. Having myself and you there next to him.
I can't wait for that conference call. I've been. What time is the conference call?
4:30 Eastern. They'll send you an email with dial-in information. Are you really going to join?
Yeah, of course. I've been planning for this conference call all day. Who are we talking to?
Yeah. The Texas Tech. What's their team name? What are they?
The War Raiders.
There you go. Yep. Texas Tech War Raiders. Everyone forget that.
The Red Raiders, dude. Wreck them. I already know their hashtag, their whole thing. We're talking to all of the Texas Tech War Raiders. Okay, at 4:30.
All of them. Every player, every coach. It's going to be a while.
Is that serious right now? Is it like a FaceTime or is it?
No, it's not a FaceTime. We'll talk to their head coach, Cliff Kingsbury, and then Gibbs and Kevin Johns that are O&D coordinators.
What are you going to ask them, just so I know going in what type of questions I should have ready to ask?
Honestly, I want to ask. I might ask Cliff because I had Cliff on my podcast a couple of years ago, and he was awesome. I want to know. I might ask Cliff. I might be like, Cliff, so do you have any idea about this crew that is broadcasting your game that you're trying to become bowl eligible and the shenanigans that are going to be happening up in the booth during your time where you're trying to hang on to your job and justify keeping your gig that is your dream job? I want to see what he says to that.
And I'll follow up, Cliff. Is there anything you'd like me to say during the broadcast that maybe a booster is listening or watching that might save your job? Follow up.
Hey, for real. Honestly, he would love it. I mean, you don't have to say to save your job, but just say like, honestly, do it. That's all they care about. Like the smart coaches, they know how to work with the media to make them look good and to make everything about them. And
follow up.
Good thing though about
follow up to the follow up, Cliff. I see that your first name is Cliff with a K and your last name's Kingsbury with a K. Did you ever think that if your parents named you Cliff Kevin Kingsbury, that would be pretty tough to sell later in life?
The question is, what is his middle name? I don't know.
It's Thomas. It's Timothy. I just looked it up. It's Timothy, which is my dad's name, which is a real shame. I was really hoping it was like Kevin or something. It would be great if he was Cliff Kevin Kingsbury.
Thank God for Cliff Kingsbury. I never thought about that. I guess it's common sense that the K's were kind of off the list when you're thinking of middle names if you have the first and last name already picked out for him.
I've been watching a lot of documentaries. For a lot of people, that'd be a dream name. Just want to let you know that I've been watching a lot of docs. There's a lot of bad white people out there. AJ, I did not know. Dude,
What documentaries you watching?
there's one on Netflix about the Aryan Nation or whatever, and I had no idea. They're a small, like in relative to population, they're a very small group of humans. But boy, they're a terrible batch of white people that I did not know still exist on this world. It's a small group. There's like 200 of them basically in the thing that we're talking about. But they do some terrible. I had no idea they still existed. I'm being serious when I say it. It was very naive of me to think that level of stupidity still exists. But there's like a good 200-300 of them down there in Georgia still running around with all these torches and shit.
Wow, I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know they still existed. I thought, there's some, weird hillbillies that may have some racist thoughts or whatever. I didn't know they're actually.
Yeah, they still gather. Yeah, they still gather. They have an email list too, a newsletter. Yeah, that was a big part of the documentary was this first lady of the I forget what they call themselves, the Knights of something. The first lady sends out all the emails. It's a big job. She's front line of recruiting for the racist white people.
The first lady, so she's the wife of the head man, whatever his name is.
Well, he wouldn't get married to her because he doesn't want to appear soft. So she was just girlfriend. So I don't. I'm telling you, my God. I am so deep in documentaries on Netflix. I know a lot more about these weird subcultures than I should. I'm being serious when I say that, but it all adds to the stand-up bits, though. All adds to the stand-up bits.
Are you still doing stand-up?
I mean, at some point I'll do it again. So I guess, yeah, I'm still doing. I'm not. I don't know. Haven't done a show in a while, so I guess it's kind of up in the air, in the middle.
Okay, I'm just wondering.
Have you ever done it?
Out there, so what?
Have you ever done it?
No. No way.
Why?
Stand up? I mean, I don't know. I mean, why would I try that? You're a great storyteller. I'm not really the dynamic storyteller you are. I give speeches and stuff at places and try to make some decent money doing that.
Is it motivational?
I don't do stand up.
Is it motivational?
What? No, absolutely not.
It seems like it's probably motivational. If it's a corporate speech, that's a motivational speech. I know it. You just lied to me. I would like to hear your motivational speeches, though. What do you go with?
If someone is motivated by something I say, maybe, but no, I'm the anti-motivational speech. Bro, I did a pregame show last week in Blacksburg, Virginia, and they had me they wanted me to look at the camera and give a pep talk to the UAB Blazers playing Texas A&M. And I told the producer going on, like, hey, man, like, that's not really my thing. Like, I hate pep talks. I disagree with them. I don't think they do anything.
I disagree with pep talks.
And no joke, he was like, well, luckily he was really cool, and he showed me one that this guy they had in studio does, and the guy's really good. He's animated, whatever. The complete opposite of what I would be.
You've got to be a bumblebee.
I basically told him, I was like, all right, well, yeah, I'll do it. Let's do it, whatever. And I just gave a short anti-pep talk, basically, to the UAB Blazers, just saying, like, how dumb pep talks are. These are stupid. You should be offended that they're having me do this. Why would you need this? Like, you guys are 9-1. You're a good team. You don't need a pep talk, so get me out of here. This is dumb. Sorry. Bye. Like, that's all I had to do. It was terrible.
So you did give them a pep talk, though. You said you guys don't need this. You guys are all so good. You should have faith in yourself. Mm-hmm. There's not a guy who's got incredibly good looks and great hair who went to Ohio State and played for the Packers and now is on television wearing makeup. There's nothing that guy can say that makes your team a better team. This is stupid. You guys are a great squad already. Get out there and do your thing. I'm done with this. That's what you said. That's a pep talk, what you just gave. You just gave them a pep talk.
Yeah, I guess it turns into that. But you, through your vision, it sounds much better. So maybe I should have brought you down. But no, I haven't. Hey, that's another thing.
I am a motivator.
If you said wear makeup, I don't wear makeup. But the play-by-play guys I work with, they bring their own little thing and they put their own makeup on. There's not makeup people there, or at least the crews I work on. What are you going to do? Are you thinking you're going to bring your own?
No, I'm spray tanning, I think, Friday morning. That's all the makeup I need. Just put a little tan on the side of the skin. Makes me look damn good on 4K.
Who's gonna spray tan you?
I got this company I just go to, not a company, a small business here in Indianapolis. I walk in, they know the deal. I want dark tint, make me black real quick, and then we go out there and really make it good.
Okay, you're not allowed to do that in 2018. We just had Halloween. You know you can't do that.
Oh, Megyn Kelly lost her gig for asking that question of why.
Oh,
what a dumbass,
God.
bro. What a dumbass.
Yeah, that's the question, but they had just used that as an excuse to get rid of her because they
True.
didn't like her and her ratings were awful. And she still got paid $69 million though, right?
She won in that whole thing. I mean, she got a bad rap there for a long time, which probably not a bad rap. It is a very stupid question, but she's now a professional golfer probably. She's just getting paid $69 million probably to golf on a daily basis.
Well, she should go back to Fox News now, right? That's what her specialty was. I know Tucker Carlson cucked her and took her spot and drove the ratings up even higher. So maybe they put her on before Tucker.
I'm assuming that she pissed off people at Fox too whenever she went to NBC. I'm assuming she might just be done. If I have $69 million in the bank, by the way, I don't want to say that I am a guy that would disappear, but I think I'm going ahead getting an Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning flip phone, going to an island. I don't know if you'll ever fucking see me again if I get $69 million to the.
You will, man. You say that. You say it all the time.
Hold on, hey,
old-ass Warren Buffett and everybody.
Hey, AQ Shipley's FaceTime me right now. Hold on. Do you know him?
Yeah.
AQ.
You on a podcast?
Yeah, I'm actually interviewing AJ Hawk right now. He's on here. He can hear you.
Hey, I hear you guys are going to be analysts this weekend.
Yeah, we're analyzing a lot of shit, man. AJ's going to do a lot of the analyzing, and I'm just probably going to be piping in with one-liners.
Who's he got this weekend?
Hey, who do you think's going to win, AJ?
Between Tech and Baylor, well, if Tech's starting quarterback plays, they should definitely light it up. But if not, it's who knows, man.
I didn't hear a single thing that just happened.
Well, yeah, because he's on a FaceTime. He's in my headphones. He said he thinks if Tech's quarterback's there playing, Tech's going to light it up. But just for future reference, I don't like to predict games that I'm calling. It's kind of my standard, so I won't be able to give you an answer.
Oh, okay. You're Herb Street.
Yeah, me and Herbie kind of the same way. We don't want to really put any negative vibes into the air. We just want to see a good, hard-fought game between human athletes. Student humans first, athletes third.
All right. Well, go enjoy your interview. Call me later.
Do you want to say anything to AJ? Do you guys know each other?
No, I played against him.
Was he dirty? Was AJ dirty?
Great player. At Ohio State and in the NFL. Great player.
Did you guys ever really get into it? Any CTE cause for either of you by either of you?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Huh.
I don't believe in CT.
All right, I'll talk to you later. Hey, AJ, that guy's one of the dumbest guys in history. I don't know how well you know AQ.
I don't know him well. I've known of him. I know of him, and I've played against him. But I don't know him personally. But I know I've heard him on your show, and the more I hear of him, the more I like that dude.
Oh, AJ, he is a guy that is a lunatic for sure, an absolute lunatic, but a hilarious one. You also saw Pat Anger echo our chimes, yours specifically, of not letting a dude spray water in your mouth.
Oh, I love Pat. I've been saying that forever, man, and that's something I told my wife. Man, I don't know if it was before or after Pat, but yeah, like I knew there's no way anyone's ever. I'd get offended if they tried to act like they wanted to squirt water in my mouth. And my good buddy, who's a trainer, used to try to joke and try to get me during a game, like timeout. And I would smack the bottle out of his hand and try to fight him on the field. And I told my wife, like, probably the most proudest thing I am about from my career from second grade on is that I never laid on the field once hurt. And I never let anyone squirt water in my mouth. I'm like, other than that, I don't care. But that's two things I'm very proud of.
It is tough to watch guys just let other people spray the blood. Like you're so tired, you can't just grab the thing and spray it. You're so tired that you can't squeeze a bottle in your. Some person who makes a living trying to make everybody's life a little bit better. These water boys that people talk about, these people have 14-hour days during the season trying to get people right with STEM, rehab, and everything like that. These guys and girls get yelled at by the GMs because players are hurt that they didn't hurt. They're getting yelled at by players for making them sit out. These water boys that you speak of, their lives are terrible. And then they got to squeeze water into people's mouths. That's unbelievable.
And well, it's a growing trend too. It's happening more and more. I'm sure it happens in high school now. And man, that I urge any high school coach that hears this, like, do not start that early with those kids. Like, can you imagine the entitlement that you get if you're a 15-year-old kid and you have some trainer squirting water in your mouth? Like, there's no hope for that kid. He has no chance moving forward.
The only time anything should get squirted in your mouth is if you're doing, obviously non-sexual related, we're talking about non-sexual related, is if you're at a bar and they ring a bell or a siren and they tell you to get up to the bar and a little person comes sprinting out of the wall with a bottle of whatever, tequila, vodka, anything like that, and is just pouring it into people's mouths while running down the bar. I recommend that, by the way. I'm not against that at all. I've done that on numerous occasions at a bar in Pittsburgh. The little person was from my high school. He was a legend. Rest in peace to his beautiful soul. He passed away. I'm not sure if they still do it, but that is something you can definitely allow to get dumped down your throat, I think.
Yeah, of course. Anything with alcohol in it, I think, is allowed. But yeah, definitely not. It's like on the field in front of people, in front of cameras where millions of people are possibly watching. Like, that's the ultimate just disrespectful move. And I know trainers don't feel disrespected by it because I would talk to them all the time. When I was in Cincinnati, I remember talking to the trainers. They would be walking around, going up and down the line during practice, trying to squirt water. I'm like, hey, no, get out of there. Like, what are you doing? Stop offering that dude water. If you just hold it for him in front of his hand, and he can grab it if he wants it. But do not put that in front of his face. And just that shouldn't be your first offer, to squirt it in his mouth. That's not, like, it doesn't work like that. Like, you work with us. You don't work for us. So stop doing that stuff, man. I don't know who started, but it makes me crazy. I
would love to. That's a motivational speech, by the way. You just gave another motivational speech. You work with us, not for us. That's motivation. Look at you, just being all types of motive. You're like the next fucking Lou Holtz out there with your motivation.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, I was thinking about when I told Doug Gottlieb was the host of the show I was working on. I was like, what if I thought about doing like a Lou Holtz impression for my pep talk? What do you think? He's like, nah, I don't think that would go over real well.
Listen, tonight you're a bumblebee. Bumblebees' bodies are way too big for the size of their wings. They should not be able to fly. It's a scientific fact that bumblebees should not be able to go off the ground. But tonight you're a bumblebee. You're outweighed, you're outmatched, but you will fly tonight like a bumblebee. Tonight you make magic. How about the magic trick he did with the newspaper that one time? He ripped up the newspaper and then he folded it, and then by the end of it, it was a whole newspaper again. Lou Holtz is fucking legendary.
Yeah, he is. He does that newspaper trick about 220 times a year at all his speaking gigs. I know that much. That dude makes cash.
Now, okay, interesting sentence you just put there, because it was a slap at Lou Holtz for using his same hacky thing, and then you complimented him at the end for how much cash he makes. So I don't know how I feel about what you just said about Lou Holtz.
Well, yeah, good. I'm glad you don't know how to feel.
Was it a shot at Lou Holtz or a compliment at Lou Holtz right there, AJ?
I don't know. It's however you interpret it, man. I'm not giving my opinion. I'm just putting stuff out there. My things out there. Just stating facts.
I can't wait for Saturday with you. You're the man. Have a great Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Do you want to say Happy Thanksgiving to anybody, or is that kind of anti your thing too?
Who else is in there? Who else is in the office with you right now?
Everybody's in the office at some point, scattered around, though. We got a big merch sale going on, so there's a lot of panic happening right now in the office.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving to everybody in the office over there at Heartland Radio, and maybe to you.
Well, that means a lot. Few 100,000 people listening too. You could have maybe said Happy Thanksgiving to them, but that's not your thing. That's not your thing.
Give it. I'm not pandering. Let me pander to the crowd. Hey, can I give a round of applause for all the troops and the firefighters out there, and God bless everybody that's going through any struggles right now, and all the sick kids in America. I want to give you guys. I'm giving you a standing ovation right now. You can't see me, but I just appreciate everything you do for us.
Not once did you wish them a happy Thanksgiving, though. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I just got to really pander. Let me pander to every single possible group I can, Pat. We'll come on the air like that.
All right, I'll see you at the press conference at
4:30 at the conference call. Yep, no press conference is happening today, but yeah, I'll be there.
Did you see what we just did? We just finished each other's.
I'm not your dancing monkey. All right. Hey, hook 'em. War Raiders. See you later.
All right, AJ, have a good one. Yep, he hung up.